the tragic ending of the Bloodhounds. What happened to them? So I'm guessing they saying that they done, they run is over, or they not really getting the traction anymore since they lost the main face of the block, Bloodhound Lil Jeff, right? So that being said, you know they say that gangsters never die. So we still somehow talking about this, but it looks like that gang took a L. I'm MasoMoney. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. We about to get straight into this video and see what happened that caused the tragic downfall of the Bloodhounds.
Just last year, you couldn't open your TikTok or YouTube without seeing a bunch of Bloodhound videos flooding your damn feed. People were glazing and fascinated because these weren't your typical drill rappers.
Right.
They were allegedly putting belt to ass on dozens of ops, then broadcasting it on Instagram Live and self-snitching in their weak-ass music while the feds did absolutely nothing. There was evidence all over the internet, CCTV footage, social media confessions, detailed descriptions in their music, and even I was low-key posting a little too much about these dudes' murders. But somehow the feds didn't seem to give one fuck to act. But now, the Bloodhounds have killed their own motion after thinking this fame and money would last forever. What was once Chicago's most notorious drill collective has crumbled into obscurity, addiction, and legal troubles. Today, we're breaking down exactly what happened to the Bloodhounds, how they rose to infamy, why they fell so hard, and what their downfall reveals about the dark side of drill culture. To understand the Bloodhounds' meteoric rise and catastrophic fall, you need to understand what made them different from every other drill group in Chicago. This wasn't just another set of rappers talking tough. According to multiple sources and their own admissions, these were active gang members who turned their real-life violence into content. Think of them as the Mr. Beast of drill. They was handing out that belt like over the dumbest shit ever. The Bloodhounds emerged from Chicago's South Side, specifically from areas like Drill City in the 079 territory. Unlike established drill artists who built their careers on past experiences or street credibility, the Bloodhounds were allegedly committing murders and then immediately turning those experiences into rap content and social media posts. The group's core members included Lil Jeff, Q50, Bloodhound Vert, J-Mo, T-Slick, and Hothead. But it all started with one person who would become both their biggest star and the catalyst for their eventual destruction. The Rise Lil Jeff's deadly formula. The Bloodhound story begins with Bloodhound Lil Jeff, a YN from Chicago's South Side, who discovered a disturbing but effective formula for rap success. Jeff wasn't content with just rapping about street life. According to numerous sources and his own social media activity, he was actively living it and documenting it in real time. Jeff's approach was simple but shocking.
Hold on. I know we all want to hear this, but hold on.
About street life, according to numerous sources and his own social media activity, he was...
This nigga has a bulletproof vest on, gang. Like, he really playing Call of Duty, putting armor plates back in his shit while sliding on ops. You gotta watch niggas like this, fool. He having too much fun spanking ops.
Actively living it and documenting it in real time. Jeff's approach was simple but shocking. Allegedly commit a murder, then immediately go on Instagram Live to brag about it, followed by releasing a song with specific details about what happened. This wasn't the King Von model. Von rapped about his past experiences and built a narrative around his street credibility. Jeff was allegedly killing people and then treating it like content creation. According to various reports and his own social media posts, Jeff was connected to approximately 11 murders before his death. What made this even more brazen was how he documented everything. He would post on social media with cryptic messages, drop songs with specific details that match crime reports, and even go live to taunt his victims' friends and family.
I'm taking to killing school. Class start next week. You gotta at least have 2 bodies though. For I ain't coming with no. You ain't got shit. I can't work with no beginners.
The craziest part about that video about the killing school thing, bro, I work with thousands of little basketball players in Chicago. It's real. It was real life. Little ass kids talking to me about some damn killing school. Look, folks, I will beat your ass. But I don't know. Like, it don't take a lot to impress a city. You get a name. You smoke a couple ops. Now, Lil Brun, I'm finna say F sports and F positivity and F school. They trying to go to the school. They trying to go to killing school. I don't know what be wrong with them, fool. It's kind of it's sad. No, I ain't really sad. It's sad for Lil Brun that he did. But to be honest with you, bruh, them negative influences in the city, man, they get that pull quick in Chicago. Boy, I'm trying to tell you.
worked because it was authentic in the most disturbing way possible. Drill music fans had never seen anything like it. A rapper who wasn't just talking about violence, but allegedly actively participating in it and turning it into entertainment. Jeff's music videos would rack up hundreds of thousands of views, not because the music was particularly innovative, but because people knew they were potentially watching a real killer describe real murders. Jeff's rise coincided with the deaths of several alleged rivals. According to various sources, he was connected to the murders of individuals like Clay from A-Tray Mob in 2021, Boogie from 95 Mob in 2022, and most notably Leo from Trap City in 2023. Each of these incidents was followed by social media posts and rap songs that seemed to reference the specific details of the murders. The Leo murder was particularly significant because it happened in broad daylight in a relatively safe neighborhood. Leo was sitting in a rideshare car when someone approached and opened fire. Jeff's subsequent social media activity and lyrics in songs like Stretched and FTO contained references that many interpreted as confessions to the murder. When Lil Jeff died in August 2024, the mantle of the Bloodhound's most notorious member fell to Q50. Unlike Jeff, who had been building his reputation for years, Q50 was thrust into the spotlight primarily because of his association with Jeff and his own alleged body count. Q50 claimed to be up 8, meaning he had allegedly killed 8 people. While his music was admittedly mediocre compared to other drill artists, people paid attention because of the authenticity factor. Fans weren't listening to Q50 for lyrical prowess. They were listening because they believed he was a real killer describing real murders. The evidence against Q50 was even more damning than what existed against Jeff. CCTV footage allegedly showed Q50's face clearly during shootings, with no mask or attempt to hide his identity. There's even footage of him dropping Jeff off at the hospital after Jeff was fatally shot, and Q50 later rapped about that exact scenario in his music. Q50's most notorious alleged incident was the McDonald's shooting that killed Boogie from 95 Mob. According to reports, Boogie, his brother, and their mother went to get food when shooters opened fire. Boogie died, his brother was wounded, and their mother was also hit.
That new information coming in just now, a 29-year-old man has died in this shooting, one of 3 people shot, but we know a 49-year-old woman is in serious condition at a nearby hospital, as well as a 27-year-old man who was listed in good condition.
Q50 later rapped about this incident with specific details that matched the crime reports, even mentioning how his mama got hit, she was in the way. The partnership between Jeff and Q50 was the driving force behind the Bloodhound's notoriety. They were blood cousins who fed off each other's energy and escalated each other's behavior. Their social media lives together became must-watch content for drill fans, not because they were entertaining, but because viewers felt like they were watching real killers in their natural habitat.
They ass think we in a zoo, folks. Y'all don't, these niggas be popping it, but all these folks literally looking at your ass like you in a zoo. Can't believe that you really living like this. I can't believe it neither. The fact this level of self-snitching. Playing ball like a pro. If I go broke, I'ma kick your dough. Rose gold might with your hoe. Left 7 niggas dead in my city. I'm up now. I heard he went fed. Now he back out. Okay.
Splitting.
Oh, y'all can't even see that. Yeah, I don't know, folks. These niggas be tweaking.
Tacos and having a great laugh about it. Their most infamous moment came during an Instagram live session where they openly discussed their alleged victims while members of ops sets commented in real time. Q50 would clap his hands whenever they referenced killing someone, which became his signature gesture. They would smoke and reference their alleged victims by name, turning murder into a form of entertainment. The Bloodhound's most significant mistake was taking their violence downtown. In January 2024, 2 teenagers named Monty and Lil Rob allegedly stole jewelry from Lil Jeff. According to reports, they asked to take pictures with Jeff's jewelry and then ran off with it, even going on social media to mock Jeff. 9 days later, on January 26th, Monty and Lil Rob were on their lunch break from school in downtown Chicago when Jeff, along with Bloodhound T-Slick and J-Mo, allegedly pulled up in an Infiniti Q50 and opened fire.
2, you gotta have a minimum of 2. No, anything, you gotta have 2. You gotta have a minimum of 2 of them bitches to come to school. You gonna sit your dumb ass in this seat, and whatever I say, do it.
Both teenagers unfortunately felt that belt and checked. The evidence was overwhelming. CCTV footage, social media posts, and Jeff's own admissions created an airtight case. T.S. and J-Mo were arrested and charged with the murders.
If I get mad enough, the shit will start happening. I went black for like a week. and poof.
Crazy.
Gotta go after that one. Poof.
Let me tell you about that.
I came back. Poof. I don't let them niggas though.
Jeff avoided arrest only because he was killed before police could take him. The Bloodhound's reckless behavior wasn't limited to Jeff and Q50. Bloodhound Hothead made headlines when he allegedly killed someone over fake lean. According to reports, Hothead met with a plug to buy lean, but when he realized it was fake, his associate snatched the...
Holy shit. Bloodhound Hothead don't even look like a nigga you want no fucking problems with. I see how he got his name. I ain't even heard him talk or nothing, folks. He killed a nigga over some drink. He killed a nigga over not sharing a blunt. Like, this nigga is a super savage.
Chain. When the dealer's friend tried to pull a gun, Hothead was quicker, allegedly shooting the dealer 13 times.
Damn.
This incident perfectly encapsulated the Bloodhound's mentality: extreme violence over relatively minor disputes, with no regard for consequences. As the Bloodhounds gained notoriety, they attracted the attention of Grade A Productions, the label behind artists like Juice WRLD and the Kid Laroi. CEO Lil Bibby saw an opportunity to capitalize on their viral fame and signed Vert and Q50 to deals. However, these deals would prove to be another nail in the Bloodhound's coffin. According to various sources, the contracts were heavily skewed in the label's favor, with the artists receiving relatively small advances, reportedly around $100,000 each, while giving up significant control over their music and careers. For young men who had never seen that kind of money, $100,000 seemed like a fortune, but they had no understanding of how to manage it or how the music industry worked. Instead of investing in their careers or securing their futures, they blew through the money on drugs, designer clothes, and upgrading their gang's weapon.
100 bands is a decent amount of money to start out with, depending on the contract and stuff they gave them. Like, but the thing is, they probably used that 100,000 not to continue to market their music. They ain't use that 100,000 to get better features. None of that shit. That 100,000 went to chains and bad drug habits. So you blow through that little money. Now the label, if you ain't market yourself to where your name is still busting in your city or around the world and all that stuff, the label gonna stop letting you drop music too, because they don't want to let you out this badass contract. So now they can't drop no music. He blew through his advance. He back in the trenches. You still got to talk like a killer because they only signed you because you was talking about them bodies. You got a label behind you now, so you can't even talk as federally in your music because they trying to stop you from getting yourself locked up. They was low key. They low key got on from being so evil that they shouldn't even sign the deal. They should have just kept it evil. I'm trying to tell you about where we from though.
Vert, in particular, became notorious for his drug spending. According to his own admissions, he was spending $50,000 per month on drugs alone, half of his entire advance in just 1 month. He earned the nickname the richest junkie for his excessive drug use combined with his newfound wealth. The label deal also came with restrictions that the Bloodhounds hadn't anticipated. Bibby was reluctant to let them release music that contained obvious references to murders, which was essentially their entire brand. This created a catch-22. They were signed because of their authentic street content, but they couldn't release that content because of legal concerns. One of the most shocking aspects of the Bloodhound's story is how long they operated with apparent impunity despite overwhelming evidence of their alleged crimes. The answer lies in understanding Chicago's murder problem and law enforcement's limitations. Chicago sees hundreds of murders every year, and the police department is severely understaffed.
Bro, ain't nobody finna be the police in Chicago. We trying to live. Secondly, 4 out of every 5 murders don't get solved, so we popping ops.
Under-resourced. Unless a murder happens downtown or involves high-profile victims, it often doesn't receive the attention it deserves. The Bloodhounds understood this and exploited it, keeping most of their alleged violence in areas where police response was limited. However, sources suggest that federal authorities were building a RICO case against the Bloodhounds. RICO, racketeer-influenced and corrupt organizations, cases take years to develop but can result in life sentences for all members of a criminal organization. The feds prefer to build airtight cases rather than rush to arrest individuals for single crimes. Q50's rising profile made him a particularly attractive target for federal prosecutors. The feds like to make examples of high-profile cases, and a successful RICO prosecution of a viral drill rapper would send a message to other potential copycats.
100%.
By late 2024, the Bloodhounds' world was collapsing. Jeff was dead, T.S. Lick and J-Mo were... By late 2024, the Bloodhounds' world...
He did. That's the guy from Herb Block. This the rapper from Philly, right?
Collapsing. Jeff was dead, T-Slick and J-Mo were facing murder charges, and the remaining members were struggling with addiction and financial problems. Vert's situation became particularly dire. His $50,000 per month drug habit had depleted his advance money, and the label wasn't allowing him to release new music to generate income. He began publicly feuding with Bibby on social media, demanding to be released from his contract and accusing the label of stealing from him. The irony was palpable. Vert had thought his $100,000 advance would last forever, but his excessive lifestyle and drug addiction had burned through it in just a few months. He was now essentially broke, addicted to expensive drugs, and unable to generate new income because of his restrictive record deal. Q50 faced similar problems. His drug use escalated as his money ran out, and he reportedly began using cheaper, harder drugs when he could no longer afford prescription pills. His social media posts became increasingly erratic, and his music output slowed significantly. The Bloodhound's buzz was also fading. Without Jeff's shocking content, and with the remaining members unable to release new music consistently, public interest waned.
But the thing is, as well, y'all, with artists, anybody who do music, athlete, anybody who has a brand that's built off marketing and, like, you know, people knowing what you're about. The Lil Jeff dude actually had, like, charisma. He had, like, macho. If you put him in a music video, you put a camera in front of him, he just naturally had an energy that would make a bunch of little young kids and, you know, older niggas, make all the shooters, all the streets get to rocking what he about. Some of these other guys they ain't really had that energy. So it's like you don't get excited to see them. Like, there's little niggas excited to see Lil Jeff, same way they excited to see one of the other big rappers from Chicago. I don't think Vert and Q50 really got as much of that effect. Because I don't think, especially Q50, I don't think they really care about rapping or care about being on the internet popping it like that. So it's like, you can tell the energy, like, show, like, the streets gotta love you first. The streets gotta want you. You know what I mean?
With the remaining members unable to release new music consistently, public interest waned. The algorithm that had once pushed their content to millions of viewers moved on to new trends and controversies.
Right.
Today, the Bloodhounds are a shadow of their former selves. Jeff is dead, T-Slick and J-Mo are facing life sentences. Vert is broke and battling addiction, and Q50 is reportedly under federal investigation. The group that once dominated drill music conversations has been reduced to cautionary tale status. Their story serves as a perfect example of how viral fame without proper management, financial literacy, or legal guidance can lead to complete destruction. Recent reports suggest that Q50 announced he was coming out of retirement and looking to catch more hats in 2025, indicating that he may be returning to the violent lifestyle that made him famous.
Well, the thing is, if you came up off telling everybody you smoked 8 people, you just gonna stop now? He probably running out of stuff to rap about. Do you want to hear Q50 talk about bitches, love, and trauma? No, you trying to hear him talk about hats and fitteds and sliding back to back in the back with Lil Jeff. Like, come on, folks. So what else he gonna do? He gonna get some young niggas. Hey, lil' bro, y'all better not crash out on me about this shit he be talking about, bro. He gonna tell some young niggas to crash out for him. But the problem is, this shit federal now. This shit got the whole internet watching. You can't blow up again. You already blown up off the violence. So get more violent. Shit ain't no good, is it? That's why I think you shouldn't even be trying to come up off a bunch of negativity, because what you gonna do? You can only get more negative. How you gonna have fun in this life? How you gonna help people? If all you can do is hurt people. You got your name off hurting people. How you gonna help anybody? That shit dumb as hell.
True, this would be an incredibly dangerous decision given the federal attention he's reportedly receiving. Vert has claimed he's going sober, but his social media activity suggests he's still struggling with addiction and financial problems. His public feuds with Bibby continue, but he has little leverage to improve his situation. The Bloodhounds' rise and fall had significant impacts beyond their own lives. They pushed drill music into even more extreme territory, normalizing the idea of real-time violence documentation. Their success inspired other young men to attempt similar approaches, leading to more violence and more young lives lost. Their story also highlighted the music industry's willingness to profit from authentic street content without providing the support systems necessary to help artists transition away from that lifestyle.
I can't, bro. I can't, bro. It's 2 more minutes of this, folks, but for them to basically, they just crashed the youth out, and then a bunch of these little motherfuckers who don't seem to understand that everybody just died and went broke in 2 years think that this is the blueprint.
were happy to sign these artists for their authenticity, but offered little guidance on how to avoid the legal and personal consequences of that authenticity. The Bloodhounds also exposed the limitations of law enforcement in dealing with social media savvy criminals. Traditional policing methods struggled to address criminals who were essentially confessing to their crimes in real time, but doing so in ways that were difficult to prosecute. The Bloodhound's story is ultimately a tragedy. Young men from disadvantaged backgrounds who found a way to monetize their trauma and violence, only to be destroyed by the very system that made them famous. They achieved viral fame and financial success, but they lacked the knowledge, support, and guidance necessary to sustain it. Their downfall was inevitable from the moment they chose to turn real violence into entertainment. You cannot build a sustainable career on murder and mayhem without eventually facing consequences. The Bloodhounds learned this lesson too late, and most of them are now paying the ultimate price.
Wow, that was a crazy one, man. That's a recap of the biggest, hottest rap group out of Chicago in some time. And you know how they got popping in our city, right? Guns up, peace down. They talking about pushing peace in this city. I'm with the pushing peace movement. So it may sound like I hate you, but I really love you, family. I really want better for you. I wanted you to be able to stay in LA and not come back and get popped. That's why I come back and show you love. All right, I made so money. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know what y'all think. Like, I'll see y'all in the next one.